Hey, Katie Lowe, how you doing there?
I'm great. I'm great.
That's excellent. Glad to hear. Glad to hear. I'm just grateful to see another day. Another
I know
day.
that's
Amen.
right.
All right, all right. So, what are we gonna be having on today's show? What today's show gonna be? Oh, okay.
All right. Hello, everybody. I want to welcome everybody to the Drive at Five. This is the Drive at Five with Roman Morrow. But today is the Drive at Five takeover show. The
Yeah.
Drive at Five takeover show. And today we have the opportunity to take over the Drive at Five while Roman Morrow is on hiatus. And my name is Katie Lowe, and I am the host of Rhythm Flow Radio live stream right here on Facebook, YouTube, and Spreaker. And
My name is Lady Patice. Welcome and thank you for inviting me, Romeo. I appreciate it very much. And you can check me out at the Lady Patice live stream show. And that's every second and fourth Saturday of the month at 5 p.m.
all right. So, a very interesting topic that we're just going to talk about this one topic today because this topic has to do with history. But
Yes.
before we start talking about that topic, I just want to tell you that about some of the things that are going on in my neighborhood. Now, it's
Mm-hmm.
going to be a long, hot summer, a
Mm-hmm.
very long, hot summer. And I want you to know that I walked outside of my door to let the dog out
Mm-hmm.
to use the bathroom. And it was like I should say it was in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
When I walked out, there was a helicopter
Mm-hmm.
circling. I mean, just a overhead going in
Yeah.
a circle. And
Uh-huh.
this was like, I guess it was maybe about 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So, of course, I kind of got involved. I wanted to know what was going on, what was it about. Because, normally if it circles one time and if it leaves, it doesn't bother me. But this one kept circling. So, of course, I got out my cell phone. And I mean, it just like it knew I was there holding the camera. It just kept circling.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of followed it. And when I followed it over to the next block where evidently somebody had, I guess they had done something and they had ran. And so the helicopter kind of followed them. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't actually see the arrest, but I did see the policeman come out with the guy's shirt. And I did hear several people say they had arrested somebody. So I
Mm-hmm.
want to say that it's going to be a long, hot summer.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
honey,
have to say,
they've got some new things in
you
place
know,
for you this
when
summer. They're they're going to arrest you. They've got the helicopters, they got the dogs, they got everything. So
new
I mean,
devices, yeah,
yeah, I mean, you people but just better like act right. I guess the
exactly.
city.
Look, can I
Go
say
ahead.
something? Katie? I'm gonna say something just for a minute here. When they say go back to normalcy, I don't think they mean go back to killing each other, go back to all this violence, senseless violence. I don't think we mean anything like that. Any one of us don't mean that kind of normacy.
I don't. Let me clean my camera off.
Because that's not even normal. That's not normal. So,
I don't really. I don't think that they mean that either. But you
yeah,
know, it's not only in the city of Chicago. This is like everywhere. People say, "Oh, the city of Chicago is this, and the city of Chicago that." It's not just in Chicago. This is happening
everywhere.
everywhere. Okay, not
Yes,
only in the state of Illinois, but this is happening all over the United States.
yes, it
Okay,
is. It's
uh,
like it's like some kind of disease or some just contagious, just spreading like wildfire. Of wildfire, I would say, of what's happening, and it's never going to register to me that this is normal. You know, that the killing, the senseless crime, innocent victims' lives are being taken, families have to bury them. I just seen on the news of two women, innocent bystanders. They wasn't even the target, and they were shot and killed over something that has something to do with someone else. And one
uh,
lady barely comes out the house. She confines herself in the house and decided to come to a family gathering and lost her life. Just something that she wanted to do with her family and lost her life.
yeah, I mean,
It
it's
makes
it's
sense.
it's it's a very it's a very very serious thing, and I
Mm-hmm.
want to say that. I mean, I'm a senior citizen, okay, and I guess I've been in Chicago about 40 years, and I'm used to going and coming and doing when I please. And I tell you, it has put some fear in the way I live my life. It
Yeah.
really has. You know, this is not something that you can lay on COVID. It
Mm-hmm.
is not.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and this is not the new norm, and this should not be a way of life.
That's
You
right.
know, people should be able to go outside and do things. They should be able. The people should not be afraid to go out and shop for the
Mm-hmm.
necessary things that you need in your household to survive, like food. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
uh, like toiletries, like the things that you need. Your
Absolutely.
your washing powder, your laundry detergent, your toiletries, your
Yes.
paper towel. These
Yes.
are things that you need to survive. Water, okay, clothing, whatever. You should not be afraid to go out of your house
Mm-hmm.
because you can't tell the firecracker from the gunshot.
You can't. Absolutely can't.
You
No.
know,
No.
and people should not be afraid, but I just don't know. It's like you go to bed at night and you want to think that these are gunshots. You want to think that
Mm-hmm.
mentally.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Because I know
Okay.
that's how I be thinking. Yes. Yes. I think
Sometimes
like
they're
that.
firecrackers, but
Mm-hmm.
my neighbor was sitting on the porch and she has a nice concrete patio and she likes to sit out. Sometimes I like to sit out with her.
Mm-hmm.
But the other night they were sitting out and they thought they were firecrackers and they were actually gunshots.
Oh my goodness.
And I can't lay this on the mayor because this just didn't start with the mayor. And
No.
a lot of times things happen in the city of Chicago or places, and we lay it on the mayor. We lay it on the politicians. I just want to say this is not something that we can lay on the politicians. I do say that they need to bring programs into the community. There needs to be economic development, of course, in the community, in Black and Brown communities. But
Mm-hmm.
I really got to say that there needs to be some structure in the
Yes.
in the home. There needs to be more a foundation in the home because I've known I've known young men and women who have grown up in Chicago Some of them come from single family homes. Some of them
Mm-hmm.
come from underdeserved areas. They are not in gangs. They do not shoot guns. They do not loot. Okay? They
Yes.
went to school, they got an education, and they are doing great things. So I know it has nothing to do with where you live, it has to do with a parenting issue. People do not like to say that, but
Say that.
I had
Mm-hmm.
to get this, I just had to get this off of my chest because this thing has started to get close to my house now. I mean, it's always been around me,
Mm-hmm.
but now once it starts to leak into your neighborhood, and I'm not going to say that I got a yellow streak, but I am going to say I value my life.
Right. I know that's right.
So
Me
I
too.
wanted to, I really wanted to say that I don't know if anybody else is having this problem, but this thing is
Yes.
out of control. And
You and I have to say, like, usually for us, what I found, especially around the summertime when the 4th of July is coming,
uh-huh,
me and my family tends to go to states that have much control about the fireworks, and certain other things that happens here in Chicago that doesn't happen in certain states. Now, lately it seems to be creeping over into those states, but at one point, like Wisconsin was very strict about certain things. So we would go over to Wisconsin during the 4th of July to celebrate because they seem to have things more together. Like for instance, if you was called, they had certain areas that you can do the fireworks. If you was caught outside of that area, if they
uh-huh,
heard the fireworks and they go straight to where they knew how to find where it was at, and they'll go straight to that area and find you. You would get a nice citation, something you don't want to be bothered with. It's just like paying a bill. But
right.
that was their way of controlling and keeping so much carelessness with the fireworks and stuff. And we felt a little more safer because here in Chicago, they just pop them everywhere, and then the guns are popping. And and my dog that I used to have, he would become very nervous, and he wasn't the only one that was nervous. It made me nervous. It made my family nervous because a lot of time we did not know whether it was a gunshot or fireworks, and it would be
Yeah,
so.
you bring up pets. It does have an effect on the pets because I have a dog here that I'm fostering for somebody else, and she's been with me almost a year now. And I tell you, when she heard the fireworks, I've never. And she's a small dog, and I'm used to small pets, but I'm
Yeah.
not used to a dog that crawls up around my neck. And when I say around my neck,
Mm-hmm.
fireworks crawls up around my neck. They hate fireworks.
Yes, they
And
do.
if this dog, you open the door for Deja to go out to use the bathroom. She goes out and use the bathroom. Of course, she likes to, what they like to smell and scratch and stuff. So you give her some time out. But honey, uh, if she hear the fireworks or something that sounds, one of those loud noises, this dog will not go out and use the bathroom.
No.
She will not go out. No, she
Sound
will
like
not.
mine's. Yep.
Okay.
Mine's the
So
same way. Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to get that off my chest. So today we're going to talk about Aunt
Mm-hmm.
Jemima. And we're going to talk about the reason I really want to talk about this because Lady Patice is a part of an exhibition here in Chicago. And that exhibition is called Re-Imaging Aunt Jemima. And the exhibition is put on by the Bronzeville Historical Society,
Mm-hmm.
Sherry Williams and the
Yes.
Bronzeville Historical Society, where they
Mm-hmm.
are preserving and protecting African American history and culture of Chicago. This
Yes.
project started, what is it, April 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
and it runs through July 9th at the Hush Library at 9525 South Halsted Street here in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And you really need to go and see this exhibition.
Yes.
There are some things in it. Listen, when you think about Aunt Jemima and pancakes and syrup, and there's a variety of products
Mm-hmm. Yes.
that have her, well, should I
Yeah.
say that had her face on them. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But there are a variety of products that had her face on them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that an adult or seniors can take a field trip. You don't have to be a senior to take a field trip, but you can do a family outing and take a field trip and go and see this exhibition. And then there's also, I call it a musical in the park
Mm-hmm.
that is
Mm-hmm.
called Born a Slave. And that is something that I saw on June 10th. Now, I don't know, is that the first time you all performed that?
Yes, actually, that was our first time opening up, for us performance wise, and I'm telling you, we have more dates that's coming up. I know one is coming up in July next month on the 25th, and we'll be at 4417 South Stewart. That's in Eden Garden. I've been there already. I had a chance to look at it. It's beautiful. It's
All right.
very nice. It is so beautiful there.
Okay,
So
well
check
we're
this out.
gonna get back to that, but this is what I wanted to know. Sherry Williams is not here today, but she's been on the show before and has talked about this.
Yes.
So the thing is, who is Aunt Jemima? Is she a person? Is she a product? Or is she just a brand ambassador?
Well, Aunt Jemima, the real Aunt Jemima, which is Nancy Green, she is a person, and she is a sale ambassador. She wasn't. Nobody knew who she was. I mean, no one in this time and age didn't know. But she was a person who helped sell the products of Aunt Jemima. Although she was herself a slave, she was born March the 4th at 1834 was her birthday. But she worked for a family by the name of Walker. They was a very nice, wealthy family.
Okay.
They had two children. Matter of fact, they moved here to Chicago. Both of the sons became very successful in their life. One was a doctor, the other was a judge.
Okay.
So she was in a very wealthy. She lived and worked for a very wealthy family. And so I'm not gonna tell it all, but I'm gonna tell as much as I can be permitted to say because we
Mhm.
have someone special that's going to be on today's show too.
Okay.
So I want to leave
Okay.
some room, leave some room there. But a lot of people going back, a lot of people did not know that she was actually a person. I didn't know she was a person. I just thought it was some kind of character like cartoons that someone made just to sell their products. Pancakes. Who doesn't like pancakes? I mean pancakes. I remember as a kid, I'm kind of embarrassed to say I wasn't the kind that ate two pancakes and I was good. I ate like maybe 4 to 6 pancakes. Cause they and then gain a pound. And so, pancakes was definitely in my family, right along with the sausages and the eggs and the oatmeal and the grits and cream of wheat. And anybody knows about that. So, pancakes was a part of our breakfast in the morning, and especially on a Saturday or Sunday morning.
Okay.
So pancakes was back in those time when I was coming up was was like a special type of dinner. I'm not dinner breakfast that we would have, you know.
Okay.
But going back, just to say, a lot of people didn't know that she was a person, that she really did live and exist on this earth. So Sherry William, her and her team came together and they began to work and do some research, which took them 15 years. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of study. That's a lot of work. And they was diligent about it. Some people probably said some negative stuff, but thank God they did not give up on their research about Nancy Green, because that's
Okay.
who Aunt Jemima is. So when they was going through the process of finding more about her, and then they found out that she moved from Kentucky, because she was originally from Kentucky,
Mhm.
moved here to Chicago due to work and everything.
Mhm.
She traveled all over the world, and especially when the Queen loved her pancakes, that just gave her a pass to move freely with her work ethics and do what she does to help the product. I mean, the pancake products rather. So when they found out that she was here in Chicago, and they realized that she was also buried at, I'm trying to remember that cemetery, Oakwood Cemetery.
Mhm.
She was buried there, unmarked grave. Now I see why personally it's important for us to have our names on our graves. But she was an unmarked grave. So Shania and Sherry Williams had made a decision, or came to a decision, and those that was with them, to figure out a way to get her name on her grave, because it was well deserved.
Okay.
She's not like a ghost; she's a person. So when they were trying to do it, of course, according to the law of the land, they was not kinfolks. None of them was related to her. So
Okay.
they had to find out who was related. Now I see why personally, again, it's important to have family reunions. You get to know your family. They had to do research on that. That took some time. Thank God he given them the patience and everything it took to find out who was related to Nancy Green. They found out who the family member was. Her last name is Hayes, Hayes.
Okay.
They was related to Nancy Green. They had no idea that they was kin to her. That
While
was
her
a
own
blessing.
relatives, her own relatives didn't know.
Didn't even know they was related to her. Had no idea this whole entire time. And so that was a blessing in disguise. And when they was able to talk to them and to share with them what was going on and how come they needed to talk to them, just putting it in my own wording here, but according to the story, is that they had to get consent from the next of kin. So when the next of kin have given consent, they was able to get her name on her gravesite.
So they had to
And
get permission
yes.
from the family members in order to
Mhm.
put a headstone on her unmarked
Exactly.
grave. And they were
Hmm.
paying for it. Family members weren't
Yeah.
paying for it. They were paying for
Right. They pay for out of the funds that they
it. And
had
that's
raised for.
something.
Hmm.
Well, it's like I read several different things about it, that it was her recipe, that it wasn't her recipe. Oh, I even read something that when she died, she was a billionaire. I'm serious.
I know.
You
Yeah. People like to play with history. They love to fabricate things, but the truth of the matter is, if it wasn't for Nancy Green, the pancakes that they are making now, or have been out here for over 100 years, would not have existed. That recipe wouldn't. Maybe some other recipe, but the recipe that she discovered. Because think about it, Nancy Green, she lived with her slave master.
okay.
That means she was the nanny. She was the caretaker. Me and Chocolate have written a song named Caretaker. She was a caretaker. She was a nanny. She was the cook. If she's the cook, that means she's in the kitchen fixing meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? And it started right there in her master's home. It started right there in her master's home. Oh, we got Maggie Brown here.
We got Maggie Brown here. She's been back there. I thought maybe she was gonna put us the avatar up there,
Hello, Maggie.
but I don't know if she hears. She's got her mic off, but she can jump in at any time. Uh, she she Nancy Green wore a lot of different hats. She really did, and people
Yes, she
need to
did.
know that she was not a fictional. She was not a fictional character. She was actually a human
Mm-hmm.
being. Okay. Uh, she was. You can call her a brand ambassador, but she was a brand ambassador
Yes.
because it was her. It was her recipe. Even though I guess they cultivated
Mm-hmm.
it and made a market out of it, but it was her recipe. From what I'm gathering, it was her recipe. Am I right? It's saying that.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so she was a
It was
brand.
her recipe, but again, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm right in saying she was a brand ambassador, but she was also a brand ambassador for her own product. Her own product that Quaker Oats,
Mm-hmm.
well, took credit for. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Credit and royalties.
Okay, so the
Yep.
re-imaging
It's
project, I was reading of that, and they said that they were doing it. I guess it came about. They had talked about it once before, but after the death of George Floyd, that's when they really decided to do something about it. And I believe it was in June the
mm-hmm.
19th that they actually
June the
started
20th.
to June when
The 20th.
Hello? The 20th that they actually
June the
started to
20th. Mm-hmm.
change the labels in the stores on the boxes. Can you hear me?
You
Who?
know,
Okay.
to
Anyway,
me,
Who?
yes, I can. To me, this is y'all can hear you. Really, I want to say it is about the changing of the name, and y'all can come in and fill in too. The changing of the name. They said it's a racial stereotype. I, in my opinion, I don't think it's entirely what it is because now people are starting to realize and know who Nancy Green is and the story behind Aunt Jemima. I think they're really trying to push this more to rebury her, which I'm not going to let it happen. As long as I let them and others join me, continue to share these stories with your family and teach your family to do likewise with the next generation. We got to keep ourselves educated. I read somewhere in the good book when it says to continue to share the history of your nation, the history of your family. Continue to be mindful, which means sharing the story. And Nancy Green was a storyteller, by the way. She used to tell stories as a way of conducting and selling the Aunt Jemima pancakes,
okay.
as well as cooking the pancakes. So that right there is letting you know, as far as storytelling, we need to tell her story. We need to tell her the truth of her story, not the fabricated kind, not the kind that's going to
Okay.
confuse us. And when there's confusion, we know that something is truthfully there that they don't want us to know.
Well, yeah, of
Yeah.
course we do.
So
And
is it there?
then, and then
Mm-hmm.
when you go to the dictionary and you look at certain words that are in there, it's the way they associate them with it. Because when
Mm-hmm.
you look up Have you ever looked up Aunt Jemima? Just Googled it and see how
Mm-hmm.
they have it associated almost like with a cleaning lady, with a mammy. It's the way they associate words.
Wow.
It's just like
Associated with it. Yeah.
it's just like when you look up black, it's associated with something evil.
Mm-hmm.
And white is associated with
Right.
something pure. Why come it couldn't be just the opposite?
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I just think about, words like Sambo, how they stereotype words.
Right.
So, I
So
don't know, it makes me a little edgy. And then
yeah, I also
words like the
mm-hmm.
N word, it's
Mm-hmm.
how they associate things that can make you just a little edgy, just a little nervous. And then some
Right.
people, you can get in a situation, and then some people choose to use those words, which can make you a little nervous and a little edgy. And you have to have, I think you really have to be a laid back person in the society that we live in, that we don't get uh, upset behind some of the things that we hear. When they are
Exactly.
words that refer to people of color. Okay, now, so the exhibit is still running, so people still have a chance to go to the library at 9525 South Halsted and see
Mm-hmm.
this exhibit. The library is open to what, about 5 o'clock in the evening?
It's from Monday to Thursday. Monday
Mhm.
through Thursday. It's from 9 to like 7 in the evening. Not 9 to 8.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 9 to 8 in the evening. But I suggest people to get there at 7 just to have enough time to walk around, even in that last hour. And then on Fridays and Saturdays, it's from 9 to 5. And on Sundays, they just started on Sundays, opening up from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. So, if they want to come, they got 7 days a week and they can pick it on a rainy day, sunny day, but just come out and check it out. And McDonald's right across the street.
Okay,
For the
Maggie, jump
kids.
on in here.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, everybody. You can hear me?
Yes,
Yes, we
ma'am.
Okay.
can.
Good. You? How's it going?
Everything is great. How are you
Doing
today?
good. Glad to hear from
Doing
you and see
good.
you as well.
Yeah. Just wanted to chime in with you all. I had to be moving around, but just wanted to chime in because we had such a good conversation last. What was that? Saturday? Yeah, last Saturday.
Yes.
Well, come on
Hmm.
in here and give them a little education about your role in the re-imaging Aunt Jemima exhibition, and also
Mm-hmm.
Born a Slave.
You said also
Nancy
what?
Green.
Huh?
Also Born a Slave.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Talking about Miss Nancy Green. Yep. So
Yes.
instead, I had the
So
pleasure of working with Lady Patice, Sherry Williams, Mr. Charlie House, also known as Chuck-a-Luck, the legendary bassist, and he's the one who called me, letting me know that these activities were going on that you all were just talking about. That the grave site was to be dedicated, and that they had been working a long time. And so that also just coincide with how in our right, like you said, in our country, people are saying, well, it was based on a mammy, a stereotype from times when it was just total degrading of black people and making them
Mm-hmm.
like display items in a zoo. And so, in trying to be more correct, they're going to take away that name, take away that image. And so, Miss Sherry and the folks were like, well, wait a minute, before you take it away, let us not let them. There's so many things that are our great history and that
Yes.
speak to our great contribution that are swept under the rug. Unless we shine a light on it and we make it important and we call people's attention to what it is. And so that's why it's great to be a part of this for this whole movement of celebrating our ancestors, recognizing what they've done, and then being able to teach that to each other, especially our youth, because then we hope that would make us feel more More love, of course, for each other
Yeah.
and for who we are and who we're from, and thus we couldn't treat each other this way. And so, yeah, it's important. It's important because,
Yes,
yeah.
very much so. And you
Mm-hmm.
know what? I want to say this, and because when you say young to our youth, I'm telling you, I say 80% of my time, I am around young people,
Mm-hmm.
youth,
Mm-hmm.
and they're from my children to their friends and so on and so forth. Plus, I work with children,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like what I understand and beginning to realize. Anytime you are talking to someone who is at least under the age of 55, normally their household have young people, which
Mm-hmm.
means they have teenagers, they have younger folks that's in their 20s, they may have children or married. So normally if you're reaching out to somebody like myself, that means you also reaching out to the young people, because what you sharing with me
Mm-hmm.
is being shared among the people around me.
Mm-hmm.
And then those people are sharing that story with the people around them. So although we don't see everything, the growth of it or the full development, but believe it or not,
You say the seeds are planted,
the
huh?
seeds are planted. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Give
So
thanks. That's right.
anytime you are talking to someone like myself, I'm not saying just my group, but normally anyone that's in my age group, normally our household, we have teenagers, we have young people that's in their 20s, some in their early 30s or whatever. And when you're sharing this story with us, like for instance, it's like 11 of us in the family, so 11 children in total. So when I'm sharing this with my siblings, guess what they doing? It's 11 of us. We're sharing it with the family of ours. And then
They're taking it
their
back to their. Mm-hmm.
friends are knowing this
Mm-hmm.
story. And it's
Yes.
you see how that wave of the news is going, the history of it is going just like that in the way it needs to go, in the fashionable order, the divine order.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
I just want
Using
to
our
encourage
memory and.
anyone, and include myself, that our labor is not in vain. What we're doing is not in vain. And we need to,
Mm-hmm.
because guess what? Everybody else that I know of, and I'm under, I work with different nationalities, and you better believe they share their history with their
Yeah.
family. They repeat it to their children. They make sure their family knows about that. So what we're doing, Katie Lowe, Maggie, Sherry Wim, Shania, Chuckaluck, everyone, Brenda, everybody, the Williams twins, and Dr. Williams, the list goes on. I want to let y'all know that your labor is not in
Give
vain.
thanks. That's right, because that's what we have to do. We have to pass it on. We have to remember to never forget. Somebody
Exactly.
said, "Yep."
And
Listen, I'm
some
gonna have to get off, but I was thinking I would leave y'all with some poetry about Nancy
come
Grant. It
on
makes
with it.
sense
Come on
since we're
with
on
it.
this show. This is the Saturday
Come
show. This another
on with
show
it.
with another audience. They don't know, right? Right. So I better show them.
Come
Before
on
you
with
get
your
off, hold on.
poetry.
So what
Now,
you be
when I
saying?
say labor not in vain,
What'd you say, babe?
I
It's
just
kind
want
of
to
breaking
show
up.
you
I don't know if it's because I'm moving
this is an
around.
almost
Oh, I
empty
see that.
thing of syrup. And here's the
Oh, and there's full.
just
Everybody
want to let
All
you know the
quiet.
labor
right.
Good.
not
Hold
in
on to
vain.
that full one, girl.
You
Hold
better
on to that
respect
full
this.
one.
We eating
I'm
breakfast.
trying.
Yeah, we
I'm
say
trying.
Hold
my mama
on to
so
that
give
Okay.
full one.
me,
You may not never
feed
get
me,
another
give
one.
me what I need. My
Okay.
mama been such a queen. Cannot understand why they do it so mean. The power in her recipe done fed a billion families. The flavor of the century. My mama's flapjacks flipping destiny. Up from slavery, she migrated to Chicago, where she made it. To Bronzeville, there she created. But her legacy is understated. She fed me and your child too, and I'll bet you never ever knew without fanfare or fame. But we can't let you forget her name. She's Nancy Green. Y'all look it up. Y'all go to the exhibit at the Woodson Library on 95th and
Yes,
Hartsfield. It's like
yes,
the reimagined Aunt Jemima and just and that and then stuff like this thing called High on the Hog. It's all kind of programs now that's just showing how our people we created these wonderful recipes, things like mac and cheese and just recipes that have become
Yeah.
part of our, just our national heritage. And other people often get the credit royalties and attention for it, but really it even not only came from people that we come from, but they were in very, very adverse conditions and still created beautiful cuisine and had to cook for them Dixiecrats and, aristocrats and all them things back in the day. And, from sun up to sundown, every meal. And they did. And they left something
yes.
beautiful that we can be proud of and that we already do grow from. So we just have to recognize and thanks y'all for letting me help to shine the light on it. My name is Maggie Brown. Y'all, I'm at maggiebrown.com, Maggie Brown like the color. And then something I'm very involved in is my father's archive and legacy, and it's OscarBrownJr.org. So that's a beautiful website to learn more about a brother that dad, he grew up on the south
Mhm.
side and then he ended up even working with the gangs, the Blackstone Rangers back in the 60s. Even though he was very famous, he stopped to deal with our youth because he knew that's where it's at. And so he passed that desire on to me. And so yeah, y'all look us up on the web, and I hope to come back on the show with you all and talk more about it. I'm sorry I gotta run.
All
Okay,
right, thank you.
tell them about the performance.
Oh, at Eden Farms. That's
Mhm.
gonna be on July the 25th. Is it now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we perform at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm sure it's a full day to start somewhere around maybe 11 or 12 that day. 44th and Shields. It's called Eden Farms. And yeah,
Mhm.
the Nancy Green Bronzeville Historical Base Tribes crew is going to be there representing. That's a good thing for y'all to catch, as well as the exhibit up until July 9th at the Woodson.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Thank you so
All
much,
Much
Maggie.
right.
Love
love. Thank
you.
you. You're welcome. Y'all take care.
Be
God bless
safe.
you and your
All
listeners.
right.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Maggie. All right. Maggie
All right.
Brown.
Listen.
That she is the
Woo!
daughter of Oscar Brown Jr., who came in and shedded some light about the reimaging of Aunt Jemima project. And like I say, I gotta pull up this video, at least one of the videos, so I can show you the good time that I had June 19th. And like I tell you, I just didn't know what I was in for. I
Mm,
should show the one with both of you all in there, with all three of you all.
yes. Whichever one.
Okay, let me put it up. It's the one now. Now Charlie is writing all the. Is he writing all the lyrics and all the music?
Well, what it is a collaboration of Chocolate. Matter of fact, Chocolate did the same thing with me as he did with Maggie Brown. He found
Okay.
me,
Okay.
heard that I can write music and sing, and
Okay.
so it was a collaboration of Chocolate, Maggie Brown, who you just heard on today's show, and myself, Lady Patice, and we also have Ron Prince and Prince Emil. It's different ones that's a part of this, and me and Maggie wrote the lyrics, and Chugla and the rest of them did the music part. So
Okay.
it yes.
I'm gonna put this one up. Now, this one you'll get a chance to see all three of them in there. But I like what Chuckaluk said in this one. Just listen to it.
Oh my god.
Just
And I want you to put your hands together, y'all. Maggie is playing Nancy Green. Come on, y'all, give it up for Nancy Green. Let's hear it. Not last, not least, we have somebody named Lady Patice Lewis, y'all. Please put your hands together for Lady Patice, who's the original, who's the new face of Aunt Jemima.
The new face.
She's going to be known all over the world. You're going to see this woman's got it all, and Maggie's been having it all along. So here, we're going to hear it, and we're here to entertain you and make you happy. Okay, you ready? Y'all ready? I always say this, if you don't put nothing in, you don't get nothing what?
Out.
If you don't put nothing in, you don't get nothing what?
Out.
So, give it up for Brother Chuckler, legendary bassist. He got a lot to say, got a lot on his mind, got a lot he's working on. The main thing we're here to do today is to raise the vibration, yes? As we celebrate some people that are just so great and strong. The high life is what we bring. When we sing everything, the high life is what we bring.
Okay, I don't want to give away too much. I just want to give y'all a little taste of something, and I'm gonna give you a little taste of something else. I don't want to show you a lot, because I show you too much, you might not come out. But I'm gonna show you another little video clip. I'm just gonna show you a little bit of what's going on because it's really, really nice and you'll really enjoy it. Like I say, you can bring your picnic basket with you. You can, just come out and enjoy yourself. I have to give these time to load up on here. Okay, we got another one. Let me pull it up so you can just get a feel of basically what's going on. Here's another one.
How y'all doing out there tonight? It's a beautiful day. Well, I want to let you know why it ain't sitting with me well. The reason why it's not sitting with me well is because of the injustice that's been going on for years. No, I didn't. Not one single dime. But I kept on being faithful about it because I knew one day I will, with God's help, get the last say so about what's going on.
All right now.
Through my family, through others that stood up and said enough is enough. If we're going to be fair about things, let's be fair. If we're going to practice justice, let's practice justice. And that's just what happened. And I was able to go in peace finally when they had put my name on my grave. Over and over. Many people didn't know I was there. I was just there, just no name at all. People walked all over me and didn't even know who I was. My own family didn't even know that I was kin to them. Had no idea. But here I am, still living strong. I might not be alive in the physical, but I'm alive spiritually.
All right now.
I'm alive through you, through everyone. Every time I eat my pancakes, no matter how many times they want to change it, you can never change the original taste of pancakes. It will always exist what? Right here. Right here. So it's not fitting on me well, because I'm not going to stop until everybody, all people are equal. Not just one or two, but everyone get a chance to know what equality is all about, to know what it is to live in brotherhood, to know what it is to live together as one, because we can make it. And as they say, yes, we can. Are you ready?
We can.
You ready? All right. Are you guys ready to have a good time? Y'all let me say yeah.
Yeah.
Check it out, y'all. This is African and this is country. If you're ready to have a good time, let me hear you say yeah. If you're ready to have a good time, let me hear you say yeah. If you're ready to have a good time with Aunt Jemima. If you're ready to have a good time with Lady Patice. Come on, y'all. Let me hear you say yeah.
Yeah.
Let me hear you say yeah. Let me hear you say yeah. Let me hear you say yeah. Let me hear you say yeah. Let me hear you say yeah.
Here we go. You know what you did, and you can't take it back. You're pimping somebody's wife while you're in a rap. They play all the tunes and you're talking all that back. Now the soldier feel his rights been taken like you've been carjacked. Ain't been with to be well, ain't sitting on me well, and ain't sitting on me well, ain't sitting on me.
Okay, I can't give them too much. Just
Yes.
enough.
Woo!
I do. It's I
That's
turned it almost
electrifying.
up, but I do want to add to this. You know that in the schools right now, there are certain parts of African American history. I want to say African American history is a part of U.S. history, but everything has been separated. When they teach U.S. history, they do not teach African American history because they don't tell the truth. Okay?
Mhm.
So now that there are certain things about African American history that you're not going to learn in school, believe me, and probably
No.
about slavery is one of the things that's going to be cut out. They're going to teach you something totally different because they wasn't teaching it to you in the first place. So it is
Hmm.
important. It is so important that parents, grandparents sit down and tell your children. Make tapes, make videotapes, make audio tapes. Leave them for your children
That's
so that
right.
they would have some knowledge of history. Because I'm going to tell you something. When you don't know nothing about your family tree, it can be hectic going back trying to trace it.
Put those puzzles together. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now is the time. I mean, should have been doing this a long time ago. But families can make audio tapes and you can leave them for your family. You can make a videotape
Mm.
and leave it for your family about history, about your ancestors, about their ancestors, great
Yes.
grandparents, great grandparents. Documents, take pictures of them, leave them for your family because it's a dangerous thing that you live in a world and everybody else can go back and tell you all about their ancestry, and you can only go back as far as 1867. Or some of us can't go
Mm.
back past 1865. We're stuck when we get there. Once
Yes.
you get to slavery, you might find out the plantation, but we want to know what happened before the plantation. So it's important that
Hmm.
you, and if you do that, people of color may look at themselves a whole lot different. So this
Yes.
is an exhibition
Yes.
that you should go and see at the Hush Library at 9525 South Halsted. And this is also Born a Slave. The next showing will be July
Mm.
25th. Am I right? Is that the correct date? July
July
25th.
25th at Eden Garden.
And
Yes.
that
You
address
can
is
look up for more
44.
information.
That
Huh?
address is 44. That address is 44.
Um, what I've written down. But I would say look up the
4417.
address.
It's 4417.
4417.
Okay. And that's Stewart, right?
Yeah, it's on
So that's
Stewart, but it's it's right up in that area. I would say look up for more information. But the show, from what Maggie said, it starts at well, they open it up at 11, so people can come in and find them a nice, good seating area, get a little comfortable and so forth, get their picnics out. Yeah.
okay. So this is something that everyone should go and see. Roman, I want to thank you for giving me us the opportunity to
Thank
sit
you.
behind your desk today. And I want everybody to make sure on Mondays at 5 that you check Roman out on the Drive at 5 on intellectualradio.com. All right. My name is Katie Lowe from Rhythm Flow Radio, right here on Facebook Live, YouTube, and Spreaker. And with me is
Lady Patice from Lady Patice Live Stream Show. You can catch me at every second and fourth Saturday of the month at 5 p.m.
and we're
Facebook,
going
Spreaker, and YouTube.
and we're gonna say good evening and check out this song in the zone. You can find it on most streaming devices. And this is my friend from Geo's Place in the zone. Check it out. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Romy.
That ain't no in the zone. That almost was Baby Shark. Did you hear that? All right. Good night, everybody.
Sounds good to me.